Disney Plus had the show called Moon Knight that came out, and yeah, episode 4. Oh, no, episode 5. Oh, what was the name of episode 5? The Tomb.
Episode 4.
It's 4.
4. I'm sorry, episode 4. Sheesh, I'm trying to get to it. The Tomb.
Yeah.
The Tomb.
Which was like Temple of Doom, Tomb Raider, and the Mummy vibes all put together. I like to call this episode the Layla show. The Layla show.
Took over, man. Yeah.
It was her episode for sure.
On point the whole movie. Or the whole episode.
Blending in,
we're all a little tired today.
It's been a long day.
That's cool.
Give a little bit of grace for
That's all good.
Yeah, it was like almost 12 hours on set.
Yeah, I fucking love it though.
Oh, it was great. I
love being on set.
A lot of sword fighting.
Yeah. So, the Temple of Doom, Tomb Raider, Mummy episode, a.k.a. the Layla episode, where she kicking all the ass. I need a wifey like that. Where you at, Layla? I mean, Yatsil. Anyway, this episode is a dope-ass blend of horror and action and just so dope. Oh, my damn. We got to talk about that damn demon in a second. But first, key character that was in the opening recap part, they showed this character called Yatsil. She was the avatar of Hathor, the goddess of music and love. And so we just gonna run down the time. Just looking at me. We gonna run down the timeline of what happened. Opening scene. Layla. Opening scene. I'm sorry. The Wall of Gods is revealed. Of what do they call them? Entrapped gods inside this wall over there. What do they go?
Ushaptis.
I believe that's how it's pronounced. Is what when you get locked up.
Stones are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, the stone statues. Ushaptis.
That's why we pay her the big bucks.
If I pronounce it wrong, I'm so sorry, but that is how I've heard it pronounced.
Huh?
She's getting paid.
Get to my close up. So, so the Wall of Gods came, and then like the bull was walking all slow and scary, and but what was I gonna say about the Wall of Gods?
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
More than you'd expect.
And that's why I like the theory of of Gore just coming. He gonna come in there and collect them things. Like, look, let me get these.
There was a little space already for Khonshu. There was a little space right in the middle. It seemed like it was waiting for him.
I don't know. Were all the other ones filled up too?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just set design.
It's probably just a set design thing, but
I'm just gonna put him in there. That was a shady dude that I think let. What's the name? Or was he the one that let him in? That let him in? Oh, bastard!
Yes, he was.
Ain't that plotting? Come get him, Gore. All right. Shut up. I mean, if Gore come in and smash and kill them, don't kill Yatsil. Just leave her alone. You ain't gotta be touching her. So then the credits roll, or the Moon Knight thing come up, and then you find Layla and Steven in the desert. Steven's on his ass. He ain't doing nothing. What are you doing? Just stick to the maps, man. He ain't fighting. He just knocked out people coming in cars and shooting and stuff like that. Like they in the hood. And Layla jumped to the feet, moving and shaking, pulling his. Didn't she drag his body somewhere too?
Yeah.
And then they roll down the hill.
In the box of bullets.
Yes, do the thing. She's a Laura Croft, boy. I was loving that part.
Love her.
Oh my goodness, I was like, I don't know, Yatsil, and I couldn't figure it out. So after that dope ass part, they get in the car, they driving. I think Steven's like trying to boo love. This man talking about all we got is the open damn road. We on a mission. What are you thinking, Steven? And he arguing with Mark and stuff like that. He like, look, stop, don't look at it like that. Mark getting mad at him and stuff like that.
Mark, gotta say, man of his word, that guy.
Oh, in what sense?
Oh, he was like,
bringing that up now?
Hold on.
We're gonna go to order. Oh, go ahead. What's up?
We were gonna recap.
He was sitting there and he was like, you touch my wife.
Oh yeah,
I will throw us off of a cliff.
I was getting to that. That's the next thing.
Man of his word.
That's the next thing.
Would you do the same?
Huh?
Would you do the same if you were in a Mark situation?
If someone was like actually going for you, yeah.
But what if it was you?
Oh.
What if it was another personality of you?
This is why I got the 2-shot.
That's a hard question, isn't it?
Another personality of yourself, you saying?
It's hard to gauge intent.
Could you trust yourself? Is that the question? Is that the real question? Do you trust yourself?
As long as there's like a mirror in the room, I can just sit there and be like, nice.
Whoa. He's taking up a notch.
Shouldn't have asked you.
Shouldn't have asked.
Anywho, recap. Hey, back to it.
So they find this station. I guess Arthur and his men were at the station, and
they didn't leave anybody on freaking Firewatch. The place is just abandoned.
I think he told everybody to go in so they can get them traps first and just die. But
he waited all the bodies.
Plus, I mean, he about to he about to bring Ahmed back.
They did leave the camels.
That's nice of them.
They're keeping watch.
They didn't want to repel them all the way down.
Yeah.
Hold on. The kiss thing. So she was like, you smell like him and stuff like that. Talking about Mark. So Mark is probably like he's probably feeling himself at the time, but he couldn't do nothing because Steven had the body. And then she goes in for the kiss. After all this talk he was doing, I guess Mark got him shook and he like, and he just started talking when she was about to kiss him. I forget what they had said after that. They started talking about maybe he's happy he's doing this mission and stuff like that, and maybe
he's always wanted an adventure like this.
Yeah, so he getting in his feels now, and then he goes for the kiss. I couldn't gauge it. What do y'all think? Like her face looked like, but then it was like you could read it either way. I wish I had that. Still, but I didn't have that still. Was it like on second thought, why you kissing me? Or y'all think it was like, oh, I've been wanting this from a good man?
I think that's the point. Is she's conflicted because it's like,
well,
it's probably really funny to like see this person that and then like their physicality and the way they move is completely different. And like I'm sure Steven is not as good of a kisser as Mark.
Has Steven ever kissed a girl?
He probably never kissed
probably
nobody.
not.
That's probably his first time kissing anyone.
It's probably it's just this cognitive dissonance of like, she's been lonely because Mark dipped on her.
Right.
Steven's been nothing but cool. They have similar interests.
Right.
And so like she is definitely like attracted to Steven, but like it's Mark she's looking at, and it's like
so that's I
think it's just a very complicated kiss altogether, like on a whole other level.
They did their damn job because I was confused. I was like, why is she looking like?
How do you?
He got onion breath.
It's interesting that you bring up that Steven brought up Mark's secret basically right before she kissed him, because I don't think it's one or the other. Like I think he probably was afraid of Mark because he does, Mark kicks ass. He kicks ass.
Yeah.
But I think what I read it as almost more at the forefront is like, does she like me because she's mad at Mark? Or does she like
when
me
he didn't
for
kiss
me
her?
When he didn't kiss her. And so for me, it was almost like Steven saying, if I tell her Mark does still love you, he's been protecting you because of this, and then she still likes Steven for Steven, I think it was almost like assuaging that last little bit of fear. Like, is she only entertaining this because she's pissed at Mark? And trying to get that like off the table almost. And that's why then he goes in for the kiss afterwards, I think.
Okay. He trying to,
that's what I read.
I see that.
Trying to move in on her.
Yeah.
So
and then he got thrown.
So what happened to? So what was the repercussions of it?
That was absolutely Mark. And then he threw them down the hole.
He's jelly.
You think that's what happened to?
Oh yeah. He said he'd throw him off of a cliff, and goddamn if he didn't throw him off a cliff.
Oh, absolutely.
I just thought he was clumsy or whatever.
I didn't know lethal cliff.
They didn't show that though, right?
No, they did not.
Okay, all right.
No, they did not. But we literally both looked at each other on the couch and were like, he threw them off a cliff.
I like it.
Mark did that absolutely.
Because they showed the punch and he went off camera, right? So
and then they showed, and then they showed Layla, and then he came down the hall.
That was appetizer.
Yeah, I think he mentioned it later too. He said, "What are you gonna do? Drown us?" That's what he said.
Yeah.
You gonna drown me next? He's like, "I might."
Thinking about it.
Yeah, that was absolutely Mark.
Yes.
No
doubts about it.
No doubts. Thank you.
Then I like the tomb raid when they went in there, the little puzzles. They pack. That's the fucking thing about the show. They pack so much into an episode. It don't feel rushed. It just feels like this is the flow of. This is just the fucking adventure you're on, and it's like if you would have watched it straight through, it'd be very fucking entertaining.
It's like a long Indiana Jones with superheroes.
Yes, and they crushing it, man.
We were talking at home, and I was sitting there, and I was like, "What happened in episode 4? Like before we talk about it, what happened in episode 4?" And she was like, "Do you really not remember?" I was like, I remember everything that has happened, but it's all been like one big long story that I'm like, where does one episode end and one begin? I'm like, where did episode 4 start? And it was like, I remember all this stuff in the tomb and all that. I was like,
man, entertaining.
And him like finding out, like being able to gauge that it was the eye.
Yeah,
and, like, figure out that all the senses are engaged in that eye, and
then that tongue, and then they gotta go that way
because
their tongue and stuff like that.
Not tongue.
Excuse me.
They did.
Oh, okay.
The way he said it was.
Yeah, he said it tongue. Like he really like the end of the word. It was weird.
What, you trying to give some coded message about something?
Yeah, it was weird.
Like tongue gore.
No,
just making shit up. But so they going. All right, look, they going through the tomb. And then they get into this room, You look on the floor. It's like somebody's in there mopping with fucking blood.
Oof, yeah.
I'm like, okay. That's a little, not jarring, but it's like, okay, is this Disney? Okay.
Well, they are
it's a lot of
jarring organs.
Okay.
So.
Cut his mic off. Cut his mic off. No,
You can't.
and then they get in there, and then you hear gunshots. Steven's up. He up on the little upper deck thing, looking around, and she's down there. Then you hear the gunshots. Like, oh, you hear that? Oh, there's gunshots. And then you hear this fucking.
The clicking.
If you don't get the fuck out of here with that shit, I was like, I'm sitting in here. I know my roommate heard me. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Leave. Run.
And this old tar mummy half face, just teeth, and I'm like, and he dragging bodies. I'm like, okay, he moving funny, and then he throwing men, and then
He's doing autopsies
pulling
on the guy who's still alive.
autopsy shit.
Yeah.
Mummifying him. I guess is what he was prepping him
Before
for
he was fully
mummification.
dead.
And the dude's still alive. Is that how they do it? That's how you mummify, right?
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Yep.
And then, so Layla's hiding. Steven ain't doing. If you stick to the map, Steven. Anyway, if you don't get Mark in the room and he just up there, hide, because I ain't doing shit. So hide.
Mark was trying. Steven said no.
And then she got to, of course, hide by all these loud ass little trinkets that you can, and buckets, little pots and stuff that you can fall over. And y'all can't see the little graphic I got up, but it's the scene where she's laying there and the shots on her, and he's just like the thing is up there doing whatever.
In soft focus, making him even creepier.
I will say, I thought it was really funny.
They did a good job there.
She was like trying to sneak and trying to move, and then she like knocked over one of the jars.
She wanted.
Well, I thought it was so weird that she like grabbed it and like stood it back up, and then
What are
I'm
you
like,
doing?
leave it, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude. Oh.
Like it made a little noise, stopped the noise,
Unless
and
it
then
wanna
like
roll, but
shimmy away.
Yeah,
Because like it fell over, and if it just happened to fall over, the mummy will be like, oh, whatever, it fell over. Back to business. And like
Maybe.
you could be sneaking along the other side of the freaking like table.
And this old
Why did you so daintily like?
I don't know, panic response?
I just
I
threw that
guess.
shit across
Yeah.
the.
I just thought it was.
She used to clean up after herself.
Yeah,
I just threw that shit
she's a
across
very
the room.
tidy person.
And then Mark want no help. He made some noise. I don't know. Did he do it on purpose? I don't remember him doing it on purpose. But then the thing jumped up underneath him and was like, oh my
Steven did.
gosh!
When he
Yeah,
saw that he
freaking
was going to see
floorboards.
Layla.
He did it on purpose?
He did it on purpose.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
basically tipped the whole table, right? He tipped the whole table off.
Okay.
Yeah, he did it on purpose to draw attention.
Yeah.
But that was, that was so dope. Then I smushed it. And they went their separate ways. He ain't smushed nothing. But he ain't going to smush nothing as long as Mark got something to say about it. Smush. But anyway. No, then she goes down the hallway and she's climbing along the rock and you see through the one hole of the rock the thing. Oh, that was so dope. I was like, oh.
And they had that.
Okay, Marvel.
Such cool horror moment of her like sitting there and then gets dragged into the darkness and she comes back out.
Runs
and
out.
back in,
Put it back. Yeah.
And then she pops out and she's like whooping this thing's ass all of a
He
sudden.
got one hand. He's trying to stab with the bone in the hand. Layla
So
is the
good.
fucking
I
best.
don't
She's
like
a beast.
scary things.
She's a
That's what I was saying.
I don't
Well,
like scary things.
I don't
Arthur
either,
Harrow's
but it
just
was.
sitting there.
We were watching
I was like,
this,
why is this in here?
I think at like noon.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
God.
during the day.
If we had been watching this Tuesday night at midnight, we would have had some problems.
I was like, why is that in there? Just
Arthur
Because I was
Harrow.
watching it in the light of day. I mean, they said it was going to have some horror elements. So,
Yeah.
and did it work? Absolutely. Was it
Yeah, I thought it was dope.
terrifying? Did the clicking?
Yeah, that's the part I ain't liking in his movements and what.
Moving behind the wall, all of the Yeti and the Matterhorn.
That was so. That was, it was dope. I get horrified, a little scared, but I also appreciate horror and stuff. Like when
Yeah.
it's done, I like, oh, y'all getting me because this is fucking crazy.
Yep.
It was
Also,
really
you
dope.
had freaking Arthur Harrow sitting on the side heckling her the whole time.
That scene.
Yeah.
She's talking a bunch of smack, and then she's
There
like,
we
"Oh,
go.
you don't know about
that was the
Mark?
next thing.
Do
That was the
you?"
next thing. Mm-hmm.
That
Why y'all there
scene-
snitching?
Telling all secrets.
I
I
did
didn't know
his.
your secrets
So-
to tell.
I showed his. I did his scales. You told me to do his scales. It doesn't matter.
It was interesting. We were talking about it. And
He
I
didn't
was-
say he killed her dad. He was like,
Yeah,
No.
we were talking about it during the episode, and I was like, I bet that like, well, did they disprove it at the end?
What? I
Well, we
remember.
don't know who did it, and we know Mark was there, and we're like, was Arthur Harrow there? Was Arthur Harrow
Mark-
the guy?
Mark does say that because there was a lot of contention about like, was it his third personality that killed Layla's dad? And I don't think that was it because
I didn't think about that.
the actual
She
wordage.
said I was there.
He said I was there,
But I
and he
didn't
said
do it.
my
Oh, yeah,
partner.
yeah.
My
'Cause-
partner went bonkers, basically, a la Steven. Bonkers, mate.
What?
And his partner went crazy and shot everyone, including me.
But
So I just,
No.
I mean,
don't
Bruce Banner
think-
tried to kill the Hawk. He took a bullet and then he said the Hawk spit it out.
yeah, but I don't,
Spit it out.
just, I feel like Moon Knight
That'd be
and
interesting.
all of the writers on Moon Knight have been really, really specific with their language that I feel like they would have been more vague if they wanted to hint at the third personality.
Yeah, because why would the personality try to take out
himself?
We don't know.
We don't know.
That's the first story we don't know. But why would the third personality? I ain't gonna jump ahead. I'm gonna just say it real quick. But why would the third personality be locked away?
Oh, so tightly.
Yes, he is shaking to get out there. I mean, that's later on, but he was in the mind space, I guess, whatever they call it.
I heard what someone was saying too is like, obviously not the way DID works. This is Marvel. It's a comic book show, but they were saying that if they are, because in the comics I think he has 5 or 6 personalities.
Five, yeah.
So it seems like they're really rolling with 3, and it's almost like Mark is the dominant personality, Steven has like all of the good things about himself,
yeah,
and then like all of the leftover, the deepest, scariest, darkest parts of Mark being that third personality.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like the theory.
I do too. I like it, man.
I don't think
I like
it was his third personality that killed Layla's dad.
I would agree.
There?
I would agree because I think Mark would have gave her a little, like he probably wouldn't have worded it like that to her.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, I don't know, because at that point it's like I'm trying to be real with you, so I'm gonna play more games. Like,
and also up until recently, Mark, it seemed like Mark very much had control because he told Steven, we've always had, change. It seemed like Mark has been aware of all of the going-ons, and then him being basically in the dark when Steven is dominant has been a recent occurrence. So I don't know.
Just thinking now, like, who's this other person then? Who's this guy that killed her dad? That
want to meet him so bad.
And if it is him, I mean, I don't. I guess I won't be surprised now, but I would be like, why? I'll be surprised, like, why wouldn't you just tell her the real instead of like,
People were wondering if Arthur Vera was there, and if he was still Khonshu's avatar at that time.
Oh,
because we don't know when he and Khonshu split.
Well, he wouldn't have been there, right?
We don't.
Because I don't. Isn't that what he was telling her? He did his scales, and that's how he had that feeling. Cause,
yes.
Or you think he's playing games and like I ain't gonna tell you I was there, but
yeah, I don't put anything past him. I don't know.
He's trying to separate, divide and conquer.
Yeah, we don't know what he finds out, like when he reads their scales. It literally could just say good or bad.
Yeah, does he see it, or is he just like reading a result?
Yeah, does he just read a result, or does he actually see memories or future memories of people's past?
That he sees?
He does. He says it.
That's what he says.
That's
I don't
what
know.
he says.
That's a word out of his mouth. I don't know, but yeah, just shout out for all this is the woman in me. Layla's line when Arthur Harrow first comes up to her in that chasm is like, why do all men like you feel the need to be so very condescending? And it was just when he's like, you handled that beautifely.
She's like, shut
that little exchange, that tit for tat was so good.
Yes. Yeah.
So good.
The Layla episode.
It was her episode, so man. She killed it. And then, of course, Steven not wanting to give up the body until...
not wanting what?
Not wanting to give up the body until I want to talk to Mark. And they start getting in a fight. Steven runs real quick.
Yeah.
He said, dip.
Oh, I was going to say, was that after he got the... what is it? How you pronounce it again? The little statue? Yeah, was that after he got that?
Yeah, because
because while she was fighting that thing, he was...
I found it in his gullet.
Yeah, Layla comes in and he's like, woohoo, I got it.
And then she's like...
I need to speak to Mark.
Mark, can he hear me? I got something to say. Like... Right.
He gave her the statue.
I don't believe we saw it. I don't believe we saw it, but yeah, that's what I gathered, is that he gave it to her and told her to run.
The fact that was Alexander the Great, I thought that was a nice little touch. I think that might have been something pulled from the comics too, though.
Yeah.
Could be.
People thought it was going to be Ramatet, which is King's
Pharaoh. Oh, that'd have been dope. That'd have been dope.
When people saw that tomb, they're like, if this is King as the Pharaoh, it's going to be crazy. But no, I liked Alexander the Great. I liked it.
Yeah, that was a nice little touch.
That's the very like Indiana Jones influence on the show, where it's like found the lost tomb.
Yeah.
Alexander the Great. They thought he was buried here.
Who's writing the show, man?
The whole time.
Who's writing the show? Who's writing?
A lot of different writers.
Yeah. Apparently.
So after that, Arthur comes in a room. Is that what you're saying? That's when he gave up gave control to Mark and stuff like that. Here, Mark, get control so you can get shot.
It was as soon as
But it was a
Layla
sword to a
came in.
gunfight type of
As
moment.
soon as Layla came in, guns held. Because if I remember
that's what I
correctly,
was gonna
before
say,
Steven gave up the body, she said, "Can he hear me?" And then she immediately started calling him on his shit, like, I know you were there. And Steven was like,
Excuse me. Hold on a second.
All right.
Peace. Oh, hold on.
And that's
Mark. Boom.
in that scene, as I am in many movies, I'm 100% for. Can we talk about this later? I hate it when they shows do that and they're like, "Oh, we gonna talk about it now." So let's die.
Yeah, there are men
Is
with
that what we're
guns
doing?
coming
You're not
for
gonna
us.
be able to
Let's
get
start
in.
You know
with
Like,
what?
we gonna
though,
die.
I am a person.
I'd choke you out and then drag you on. That's what I'd have did.
That
I'd
would
have
have
to
been
choke
great.
myself.
Yeah, that would have been great. I am a person who sometimes my emotional
She says,
irrational
I need answers now.
thoughts do override my rational
No,
self.
I understand. I mean, I understand that. I wish.
In a life or death situation, yeah, you probably
being-
should save it, table it, shelve it for later.
Yes, it being Layla and later episode and what we seen from her. When she defeated the mummy and threw it down, what the fuck is that black hole? And threw it down, and she just like I gave that yell. I was like, that's the real, that's the real shit.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I love that.
extra adrenaline.
Decompress.
Yeah, I'm like, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But
You don't just
her
talk
being
like
her,
that guy.
that's why I would think she'd be like, yeah, we gonna talk about this later, and then like getting into that mode, but. It's
Well, I mean,
something, with her
It
dad
plays-
and
it plays because it's her dad, and
Yeah.
it's the only person she's
And-
really talked about besides Mark that like she cares about.
and so it's like the trauma of her dad, and then Mark, who married, that trust being betrayed. All whenever something like that comes up, like, oh, it's been all this time. That part that's so fucking important in my history is something you lied to me about for these years. The trust and bond.
Yeah, our
Well,
whole
So
she
I-
was saying
relationship.
that's the reason they met.
Yeah.
Whole-
Which is,
everything is
oh my
built on this
gosh,
lie.
yeah.
And at that point, Arthur Harrow had only told her that he was there.
So
when
it's-
she
okay.
comes into the tomb, she still doesn't know if Mark is the one who killed her dad.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to redeem it. Okay, you're
So-
redeeming the moment for me because
Yeah.
she all right. She's wrapped up in
Yeah.
it, trying to unravel a lot of things
She
at
needs
once.
answers, man.
That's why I got to choke him out. Just choke him out real quick.
I mean,
Pass
would
out.
that have been the better option? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I totally could have.
Took him out, carry him out,
Yeah.
handle
Got
later.
them.
Well,
Fuck
actually,
outta
I don't know. She a fighter. She a fighter. So I don't know. She took that mummy out. She probably whooped his ass too a little bit. Look, Mark, you ain't been in the game like that long like I've been. So, but okay. So he picked up a little Alexander the Great tool.
The
That I
axe.
guess he
Golden
figured was going to
axe.
do something.
Axe
Well, he
is
did a little
not-
something with
He
it,
did.
but so he took one of them out with him. But then
Not enough.
not enough of these bullets, these Arthur bullets. But dang, so man gets shot.
Several
Keep going
times.
that Thor. My bad. Keep going back Thor. 2 times, right?
Twice.
Twice
Yeah.
mid
One
torso.
could say one for Mark and one for Steven.
Yeah, pat bang.
Oh,
That's what
In
I
the
read.
chest.
shit.
Yeah.
As you read, you say?
That's how I read it.
Oh, you read. Okay, I was like, what did you
Yeah.
get the inside
No,
scoop?
that's not what I read. No, that's how I read it.
Gotcha.
The
No,
significance of 2.
then he falls back in slow motion. Then he falls down into
That shot was
Lake Minnetonka into the upside down. He falls down to the upside down multiverse madness,
possibly
Yeah.
the Field of Reeds.
aka the hill. Who
Field of Reeds.
is that?
To the
It's
afterlife.
the passage is like the underworld, the passage into the afterlife. What they talked about in episode 1 when Stephen was talking with the little
Yeah,
girl,
all around the
Yeah.
field of
and she said, "Well, did it
Oh,
hurt
yeah,
you
yeah,
when
yeah.
you didn't get accepted?" And he's like, "Well, I'm not dead, am I?"
Good job.
And so
Good
yeah, a
call
lot
back.
of people are wondering if that is what he passed
See,
through.
that's why you have a communal thing here, because I don't pay attention to every damn thing. I don't pay attention to all this stuff like that.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't. The little girl said something. I was like, "Could you keep moving?" No, that's fine. I do remember the little stuffed animal
Hippo.
hippos that we gonna touch
Yeah.
on in a second.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
But is it
It's
called-
so much more
yeah.
before that.
Is it called the mind space, or did they say something about mind space, or did I just read that online?
I think you maybe read that online.
Yeah, they
Okay.
haven't addressed it.
I don't think
Alright.
they. Yeah, I don't think
On
they
the
show
show.
you
we-
any information about where he's at.
I'm saying we, like like it's all of us, but we like it's the 3 of us here. We looking at it as not being real, right?
Yeah, I don't.
This
think
is
so.
his mind, you
Yes.
believe, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
Because if that was what we got after these episodes, and it was just
is
all
that he's
fake,
actually just hallucinating everything?
yeah, we're
No,
gonna
I
have
think
to
that'd be a cop-out.
storm Marvel Studios. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing there?
Yes.
I love that. Well, first he woke up watching the movie in the in a VCR,
Yeah.
watching the VHS tape.
I'm a man.
Some of y'all out there don't even know what a VHS tape is or a VCR.
Oof.
But yeah, those are things. That's how we used to watch movies. Unfortunately,
rewind them every time.
You'd
then
have
it
a
was-
little separate rewinder that you would just
You know what I do
put it
miss?
in.
I miss slow motion button. I don't have a slow motion button on YouTube, but like on streaming services, I don't remember having. My remote doesn't have a slow motion button.
Interesting.
But I do. I miss that slow motion button.
Yeah.
When you watch Cinemax, and I love that you got to see Steve and Mark together.
Yeah,
I love that.
That
so
was so
dope.
good.
I like that a lot. I like seeing Layla in a different light, looking crazy as ever.
So it was like
So many Easter eggs.
This is
Easter eggs galore.
Right, we can break
Yeah.
it down. Go ahead.
I tried to say something earlier.
Right. What's
Dave
up?
was like, "Stop!
Oh yeah, that's
What is
right.
it? Which one?
Say it to me during the podcast."
Oh, okay.
'cause,
What's up?
You're gonna say the thing, and I'm gonna be like, "Wow, I didn't know that."
All right, what's up?
Like, he's gonna be like,
You gotta
"Oh,
close up now."
stupid." But
I just wanted to be surprised when you told me.
there were a bunch of
authentically.
things that were like callbacks to everything in the episodes that like he's been experiencing so
Yep.
far. But the one I didn't actually catch during the episode, and I had to see it later, was Arthur Harrow's office as like his psychiatrist
Right.
is the warehouse room that they get chased in by the jackal.
Jacko.
So they like
Oh,
invade
the
Arthur Harrow's like compound.
oh,
Him and Layla get stuck in that room, and then she's like trying to talk him into like becoming Moon Knight. You can do this, and he's like,
some
"Come
of
on."
the
She's like,
some of the
"All right, we're gonna figure something else out." And then he goes flying out the
Yeah.
window and becomes Mr. Knight.
right.
His office looks exactly like that room, the same dimensions,
Yeah,
the
I
same
didn't
windows
catch
in the
that.
back. I didn't notice it,
Ah.
but somebody put them side by side, and it was like, oh
They're-
my god, another one, man.
Set design. They just ran out of money.
Numerous.
No.
And
There
like-
were so
That's
many
And like his the
Run
boss.
through them. There were so many.
The boss that was super mean to him at the beginning, who was making fun of him. She's on one of the couches with the scarab doll.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's working on the Rubik's Cube. The orderly who's talking to him. He's the guy on the table getting autopsied.
Yeah.
The guy who's got the bingo balls calling
Yep.
him out. He's the
The
golden
living
man.
statue. He's Crawley.
Oh, that's
He's
okay.
that guy.
I ain't people without the gold on. That's why I keep wondering
Then
where
there's
that
a
dude was
guy
going.
solving a Rubik's Cube,
Mhm.
just like
The
Steven
orderlies.
does.
The orderlies
Or
are
the
the
cops.
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 Yeah.
that
Yeah,
come
I
to the
remember.
door.
I peeped
The
that.
shackles on the wheelchair. The shackles on the
Shady ass
bed.
cops.
Yeah, it's
The
all
cupcakes. Gus.
cupcakes. Yes, all of it, man.
There were so
Cupcakes.
many.
Oh, it was a
So
cupcake.
many.
It was in when
At
he's
the very
driving the
first-
van.
yeah, the
the
Oh,
cupcake
okay.
van.
van that he steals.
Oh,
he's
And
driving
then
on the
they
side.
give, they give them the cupcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It was.
I like how they set it up as if it could be.
Yeah, so,
Real,
like,
but-
yeah, we
Yeah.
were wondering the whole like kind of for
one of
5-10
the
minutes.
ones
You're like,
too.
ooh, Grant, that where he got the name?
This is a weird
Yeah.
little segue, but I guess it's not. It's not weird. It has to do with it. But
Mhm.
as we know, I'm all over the Reddits and all over the internet, and I listen to other podcasts, and I'm all about the Easter eggs.
That's why Joe hired her.
Exactly. Yeah, right. So in the comics, I guess there's a character called the Scarlet Scarab
All right.
who has similar powers to Moon Knight. I should have done more research. I don't exactly know what her power set is,
Okay.
but she is Mark's wife in the comics, who is not Layla. Mark has a different white wife in the comics, which they changed for the MCU to be an Egyptian woman, and I love that. But in the mental hospital, when Layla goes, like, after the bingo card, and she's, like, sitting somewhere, or right before, I don't know the exact order of operations, she has, on the little, like, Band-Aid on her finger, a picture of a scarlet red scarab.
Oh.
And so, as we know, everyone loves Layla, and they love May Calloway, and they
Give
love
her a
her.
suit, man.
That
Yeah.
they think she's going to, at some point, who knows, become the Scarlet Scarab.
Yeah.
And work in tandem
I
with
would
Midnight.
love to have her.
He's like, that would put her up on the list between her and...
Did
What's her name?
No.
Did you see my
Or Yatsu?
You're not silly now.
No.
No?
did you
Still
see
Yatsu?
my thing that I posted on Facebook?
What's that?
The no context spoiler.
Oh no, yeah, no, I still didn't see. I mean, you told me about it. What was it?
Yeah, so 2 years ago, or I think it was 2 years ago. It's when they were still like, Dune was still like pretty far out.
Mm.
It hadn't come out yet, and Oscar Isaac was on some late night show, and he's talking about this lullaby that he sings to his kids on the guitar, and it's about hippopotamuses.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's just
Pretty
like
funny.
somebody was just like, "What are the odds, man?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are the odds?" Because the freaking end
Yeah.
of the freaking episode. What's the Egyptian god's name?
I don't remember.
What is it? Let me
Yeah.
see. I got graphic up here. Let me
Did
see.
you also see Peep with the mirrors in the show? I mean, are just outstanding.
Something was in the mirrors?
When you see Arthur Harrow's sandals from under the desk in the mirror in the psychiatrist's office.
Yeah, there's sandals there.
He sees his sandals full of glass.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
that was
that's what I
brilliant.
remember that.
Like, oh.
And you see the goldfish in the Sarcophagus too. Yeah.
Let me see. What is it? What
It's
is it?
crazy.
I'm
Man.
so curious when we're going to meet the third personality.
Tawaret.
next
That was
episode.
called.
I think you're right.
Tawaret is the Egyptian goddess of
Tawaret.
fertility and childbirth.
Yeah, she's
She has
like,
the appearance
"Hi."
of a hippo, but the arms of a lion and a tail and legs of a crocodile. Dang. Tawaret.
Tawaret.
I know
she's
people
like a
Googled the
protector
heck out of that.
spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see more of her though. I'm so ready
What is
for
it?
Mark and
Fertility
Steven
and
misadventures in their
Do we
own
want to
mind.
do we want to do theory?
What is fertility and childbirth? What's that got to do with anything?
Well, she's
I
like
think?
a protector. That's what I heard. Is she's like overall like a motherly protector.
Very maternal figure.
But
Alright.
so
So
I have a theory. It's
Alright.
not my theory.
for coming up in the
Yeah.
show. Well, hold on before we get to that.
Okay.
That's because we do the theories at the. But,
oh yeah, we do. You're right. Nope, you're right.
Of course, when they're going through the hallways, the other thing I'm just curious because
Yes.
we touched on it a little bit earlier. I was just wondering what y'all think about that reddish tomb that was standing up and shaking.
Oh,
'Cause, who jumped out of the tomb? Steven? Did Mark find Steven in the tomb?
Mark found Steven.
And he got out. Then like they had that one room where did he close it? Just close the door on it or something
No,
and keep
they
it
just
They
moving.
just ran
Past
past
it.
it. They
They
saw
just
it. It was
ran
past
screaming
it.
and shaking. They're like, no.
And are we theorizing from that scene that that's the third
Oh,
personality?
definitely.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
100%.
Do y'all think it's going to be aggressive? Because we saw
Absolutely.
the
For
series.
sure. He is the most violent of all of them, it seems.
It seems.
Some people
okay.
were even saying too, like when some of the more violent things happened, like in Switzerland, if maybe it wasn't Mark taking over, but if it was
Yeah.
the third personality, when
Yeah,
like
that's what it
Steven
is.
ports back and everyone is like
Before he dropped the
literally
kid off
knifed.
the-
Yeah, because
Or
that's
actually
when
drop
you
the
only
kid.
hear Khonshu's voice. You don't hear Mark's voice.
Yeah.
So Khonshu might know about this third ultra-violent personality, but
Yeah, we don't know.
Mark might not
See,
know
that's
about him yet.
So brings me back to the
Yeah.
thing about him being there when the dad died, though, and
Mhm.
shooting it. I don't know. That was the last thing. Well, the hippo was the last thing where we talked
Yeah,
about.
because they
what
ran
is her
past the
name again?
sarcophagus
Tawaret.
and then opened the door and both screamed.
Yeah.
Amazing. It was an amazing shot. Just brilliant.
So you had theories moving forward.
I'm
Yes.
interested. Let's see.
All right.
So, because a lot of people in the comics run that they're basing it off of,
Mhm.
Mark is in the mental hospital, and like certain
Yeah,
things are a
he
figment
did.
of his mind. I don't subscribe to that theory. I think everything we've seen thus far has been the real world,
Yeah.
and now falling through whatever this Fields of Reeds
Mm-hmm.
is people wondering, like, if he's worthy, if he's not. One theory is that because now they have found the Ushapti and they're so close to Amit,
Mhm.
Arthur Harrow is there. If somehow, we don't know what their power sets are, somehow Amit and
But-
Harrow are trapping him here
I'm out in Harrow.
because so many of between the orderlies shackling to the wheelchair, Harrow trying to convince him, like, I feel like if it were Mark's own head, there wouldn't be so many things trying to convince him to calm down, to be sedated, to, you know what I mean, to not
Yeah.
find the sarcophagus in the other rooms, and
Gotcha,
that
gotcha.
maybe we already forgot her name, the hippo goddess.
Yatzil. Oh, the hippo
No,
goddess.
Yatzil.
Oh,
No,
that's
the hippo goddess. He's like, Yatzil.
Tawaret.
Dude, were you talking about Tawaret?
Tawa. T-A-W. That's like
Tawaret.
That's how you pronounce it.
So
Tawaret.
they're saying that maybe she is also one of the Ushaptis on the wall with Khonshu. We think the gods can hear in their Ushapti form because Arthur Harrow was talking to Khonshu, right? And if there is, this is such a wild theory, but if there is some way that Khonshu spoke to another god in an Ushapti next to him and said, "Can you
Lead
help.
him to me.
Can you help get him out? Can
Yeah.
you lead him to me?"
'Cause I think when you're in that state, they can talk to you, right?
Yeah, I mean, it
When
made
you're,
sense
like,
because Arthur
Purgatory type
Harrow was
Yeah.
talking to him.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
seems like
When
it
he
could
was
be.
there.
And you think that was really? You think that was the authentic author, like by way of Amit?
I mean,
In that
I
office?
don't know the semantics of that theory. However, I guess I subscribe more to the latter half of it, of the Khonshu trying to help get him out of whatever space he's in.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
it's either he's trapped there by Amit and Harrow, or this really is like a Field of Reeds situation where he is being judged.
Seems like it'd be the perfect place to be Mark Spector's like own personal hell.
Yeah.
Like it's a place where he feels crazy.
Yeah.
And like if you wanted to punish Mark Spector, like make him
Yeah.
feel crazy and powerless,
But
and,
if it was just like
shackle him next to freaking Steven.
If it was just a Field of Reeds situation, if it was just like a generic like no stakes in the game underworld, why would Arthur Harrow be the psychiatrist?
Yeah.
You know, that felt very pointed. They had a long scene there.
That's what I'm saying. Perhaps it is personalized. Like
maybe
they find everything you hate and don't like in life, and they like make it as bad as possible. Like, okay, this guy that I hate and freaking killed me, but I think is psychotic, is now my like guidance.
Who's they?
Because Arthur Harrow is pretending to be, or he appears to be his psychiatrist, trying to help him through his psychosis. And
because
have
the limitations, these gods or whoever in there.
Yeah, we don't know what their powers
are. Well, and
Amit,
the weighing of the scales, weighing your heart against the scales, happens while they're going through the Field of Reeds. Like, Amit is directly connected to, like, the passing from life to either heaven or hell, like, passing through the underworld. So, it's just interesting that he seems to be, like, now in a sort of purgatory. And Amit is like so closely related to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And now Hippo God is
Khonshu's
homie. Is Khonshu's homie? I think she's Khonshu's
maybe.
homie. I mean, with her, goddess of fertility and childbirth, she got to be like a mama.
Yeah.
She's like, what y'all doing in here?
But we gotta get Khonshu back. Like, we've had him completely gone for one episode. I don't see them
Moon Knight wasn't in.
I don't see them not having their suit or Khonshu or anything for more than one full episode. That's already pretty ballsy on its own.
What's going to happen next time? Sheesh.
Episode 5 is going to be insane.
Cause we getting down to episode 6 is going to have a wrap it up and a little epilogue and maybe a stinger. So what's episode 5 going to do?
5 is going to be wild.
Yeah.
Do y'all think Amit will be the big bad, one of the big bads in MCU, or I think this is going to be Amit's story? And
I think this is going to be.
I think this might be one of those situations where like
take her out.
The main villain, like it's all the way up to the point where they like the big looming threat of Amit. Maybe like Arthur Harrow succeeds, Amit shows up, they find a way to reverse it, and Amit like is done. Like a little bit of like
not even coming out.
A little bit of like a Dormammu situation. Like, what's the villain's name in the first Strange movie? What's the character?
Ooh, Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen's character.
That's all we need.
But yeah, like
Mads character.
He's the villain the whole movie, and then we get a little Dormammu at the end. You outsmart him, and you're done with him.
Right.
But like, I think it might be a little bit of that. Like Arthur Harrow is the bad guy. And you get to Amit, you deal with Amit, and then you deal with...
Yeah.
Like, somehow summoning Amit deals with Arthur Harrow.
Gotcha.
You deal with Amit, and then you're good.
I kind of hope Arthur Harrow perishes.
I hope he dies, too.
In whatever.
I'd like to...
Summoning Amit.
I'd like to see that. I mean, it ain't like my man is going to be signing multiple contracts yet, because it took him a minute just to even get on this one.
Well, that was... I think we talked about it a while ago, but that was part of why... what's Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
That's why Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac said together that like why they liked this idea.
Oh, because
why they wanted it because it was so disconnected. Like it was self-contained.
Right.
They didn't have to deal with being Avengers. It was just like we're just gonna tell this really cool, interesting story. Mm-hmm. And that was why they were like, yeah, we'll do something Marvel, sure.
Y'all think? I believe so, but do y'all think episode 5 is going to have the third personality?
Yeah.
Gotta hope so.
Revealed.
I wanted this episode.
People thought it was episode 3. People thought it was episode 4. So
it gave us a taste. So
I think we have to get it next episode.
My man is trying to come out and kill everything.
Yes.
Let me out.
He's ready to go.
Also, what do y'all think? At the bottom of that damn hole, that Layla threw the flare down. I'm just joking. That's a joke question. I do want to know what's at the bottom of the damn hole. Another like 20 of them damn mummies coming up there.
I hope not.
You
just picture like looking over the cliff and
oh my god. Oh, that actually would be dope. No. Then they'd be like third personality, summon the suit, and then it'd be a red moon red. Because
that would be awful.
Yeah,
that'd be awful.
Gross.
I would hate that.
Gross and weird.
Yeah. I think we have to see him next episode. I don't think they would withhold him until episode 6 because, like you said, episode 6 is gonna have to be a lot of wrapping up.
Yeah, wrap it up.
So I don't think they'd save him for that.
Episode 6 2 hours long.
I definitely see.
I'd be here for it. I'd watch it.
I'd watch it. Because we were talking about it.
Damn right.
We were talking about it last week. How a lot of the criticisms from like the influencers and stuff that got to see episodes 1 through 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they were saying like, oh, it really slows down episode 3 and 4, and I was like. 3, I disagree completely. Episode 4, I will say it did slow down a bit. Like it's
Where?
It's just like there's a lot of like there's a lot more.
The shootout at the beginning, or
No, I'm just saying there's a lot more like
puzzle?
interpersonal, like there's more relationship stuff going on in this one. Like there's a lot of dealing with like Steven and Mark and Layla, what their relationship looks like. There's a lot of talking inside the tomb and like puzzle solving. There's not as much like straight up action.
That's slow. So you don't really
For certain people, it's not slow.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
not for me. You didn't like just
It
move the
wasn't
story
as much-
along.
It wasn't as
Like you're
much
talking
action and mystery in this one. It was a little more like because the other ones was really kept you on the hook. Besides some of the action scenes, has been like, oh, we gotta figure this thing out. And it was like, oh my god, wait, who is that? What are they gonna do? How are they gonna get out of this? Whereas this one, they were kind of like, there was the threat that like Arthur Harrow's men are in the tomb, but it definitely there was a lot more talking and there was a lot more like.
So you like the story didn't progress? You
around. Yeah,
you know what you mean?
It felt like they were
I don't know,
pumping
I
the
thought it was
brakes
good.
on the story. Like we didn't get any the only significant change to the story we really got was at the very end.
See,
Like we got a little bit of information about the assassination of Layla's father.
Yeah,
But other than
that's
that,
what-
it was
yeah.
kind of just putting around in a tomb, doing tomb stuff.
for me, I see it.
But that-
I totally hear
I
what
don't
you're
call
saying.
it putting, but I got you.
I don't think it's so much. The way I read it when I was watching it is not so much of pumping the brakes
Yeah.
as like taking a deep breath before jumping off the cliff.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think
'Cause
you
he-
do agree with that, but you're just
Yeah.
trying to play devil's advocate for other people.
Well,
It's
I get what they mean.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
You get
out
what
of
I mean.
all the episodes, I'd say this one, I definitely found myself a little bit like, what are we doing?
oh, I did
Let's go.
not.
Not me either,
Right.
no. But I just because of what you
Yeah.
said, like when you watch John Wick 1, he's fucking people up.
Yeah.
You gotta give us a break, John Wick. You watch John Wick 3, I could not come up for air. I'm like, oh, he fighting again. God damn, hold on,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
Let me
Going
just
out,
breathe.
look. Oh, what
You
are we
just
doing now?
kept
Yeah.
going in
Yeah.
that movie. So it's like, this is that episode for them because I guess they played it. I mean, when they created as one solid story,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
had to get those. This was a hell of a fucking slow episode. If it's
Yeah,
like, if
and
that's it, that's a
the
hell of a
kind of
slow
thing
episode.
you run into when it was like when they were talking about they want to like rank all the Disney Plus like Marvel series. Is it like even the one at like the bottom of the list? You're like, well, that one's so pretty good, but like the other ones are so much better. Like the other episodes are so good.
Oh,
This one's not
episodes?
a bad episode. It's just
This one was
This
one
is
of
one of
my
my
If I had to
favorites.
rank
Yeah,
this,
man.
one was one of
if
The
mine.
I
later
had to rank
episode?
them, I'd have to probably put this one at the bottom. But like,
Really?
yeah, I like the other ones better.
I don't know. Like
But,
episode
yeah.
2 or something might be the
I
bottom.
probably let's see. I probably liked episode 1 at the top still, then episode 4, then episode 2, then episode 3.
I was saying episode 2 might be at the bottom for me. What's episode 3?
2 and 3 are kind of
3 is when they
very
got to Egypt.
interchangeable. Yeah, 3 was the episode 2 ended with Mark looking out over the pyramids, and it was the whole chase scene, him punching the dudes.
Yeah, I think
the-
episode 3 would
the
be my.
fight scene.
If I had to do it, it'd be episode 3 at the bottom.
Going and finding
Really?
the other tomb when the
Heck, I don't care
star
about
map.
this chain of stars and having a
Yeah.
little caucus in the court. I don't care about that.
That's
only
like world
Yatzil
building
was the only
stuff.
thing
That
that I
was the
like.
interesting
Yeah,
part
yeah,
to
I
me.
know. Yeah, I mean, I understand
and
that.
let's
Yeah,
be
yeah,
saying, I
that's good.
loved
But
all 4 episodes.
Oh yes.
I want to be
But yeah, if
entertained
you have
in
to rank
various
them,
ways.
Yeah.
Episode 4 gave me all of it. Shootout at the beginning, gave me a little horror story, gave me a little love action. Got a man sitting there trying to deceive people. Somebody got shot. Some crazy upside down weird
4
stuff.
might
It just
be-
gave me a whole bunch.
You're convincing me. 4 might be above 1 for me. I don't know. But I think 5 is going to be at the top of everyone's,
But-
to be quite
I hope
honest.
so.
Number 2
I hope.
was. Hold on, number 2 was when they had the rich dude house, right? Oh, that was number 3.
No, 2 was like all the sitting and talking with Arthur Harrow, him getting Layla coming
When
on
he
the
fought
motorbike.
the
yeah,
he
him
fought
being
the
in,
jackal,
when he fought the
turning into
jackal.
Mr. Knight.
See, I don't know, episode 3 was
Mr.
good too
Knight.
because of that fight,
Yeah.
man. Because Moon Knight was kicking
Yes.
ass.
I
That
would
was
say
it.
episode 3,
But-
that fight with the jousting.
And then freaking
Yeah.
Layla coming in clutch
So
with the
good.
necklace now.
Oh, the
I
negative
know.
day.
So cool.
But I still must say, I think I enjoyed. That's crazy that Moon Knight wasn't in the episode that I find the best.
I know.
That's my favorite episode so
Yeah.
far.